Here's a nice simple one for you. Roz Smith requests a reading, a mediumship reading, and would love to hear from Nancy Currie. Currie, C-U-R-R-I-E. Charlie Uniform Romeo India Echo, not the other one, as in takeaway. So, laughing and joking apart there, we'll give Nancy a shout and see what's going on. I think this was a comment. The reason it was so short and sweet was the fact I think it was probably made in a comment maybe on the group where the comments are left open, of course. Most comments are switched off to stop trolls from saying horrible things. And usually if they do manage to get in, the post usually gets deleted anyway with all the rest of the comments, and it's not there for long. So let's give Nancy a shout there for Roz and see what's going on. We'll use these mediumship cards for this one. Each card has a pre-written message on it, like a sentence. And then when we shuffle the cards, Spirit, in this case Roz's Spirit, will manipulate the cards and place them in a configuration to provide a message so it can be conveyed to you. So let's see what Nancy Currie has got to say. For that we've got to ask Nancy to join us though, haven't we? So what we'll do, as we shuffle the cards, we just simply ask, Spirit of Nancy Currie, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nancy Currie, through these cards and move among us. Have you a message for Roz Smith there? What have you got to say? Spirit of Nancy Currie, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nancy Currie, through these cards and move among us. Spirit of Nancy Currie, we ask for your presence. Commune with us, Nancy Currie, through these cards and move among us. Blessed be to Nancy Currie and all absent friends. If you're just wondering what that knocking and banging was there, we'll just move the cards just to the side here. Just before I tell you what the knocking and banging is, we'll tell Nancy as well, because she's now, as the cards split, that's where Nancy joins us, isn't it, Nancy? And for that I just want to thank you, Nancy Currie, for your presence. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your energy. And I also want to thank you for your love and the message that you've brought for Roz. So now I'll tell you, Nancy, and I'll tell Roz and everybody else what the knocking and banging is. It's just this biscuit tin that's just by the side of the camera. And I was going to grab a chocolate biscuit, I think, instead of just an ordinary one. Sadly, I've only got half of one. Maybe, Nancy, maybe you've got the other half, I don't know. So I'll just have the half and then we'll share the other half with Nancy, or assuming maybe in memory of absent friends, the other half can probably be picked up later on. So let's settle down and see what Nancy has to say. We'll pull off the first card, hang off the top of the deck here, and then we'll just bring it round and we'll flip it nice and slowly, just out of respect for Spirit, out of respect for Nancy, and we'll just flip the card nice and slowly, nice and steadily she goes. And here's the first thing that Nancy wants to say to you there, Roz. She's just saying, now I have no pain. It's basically as simple as that. Now I have no pain. And I suppose maybe that's maybe what you want to hear. Some people can have a painful end, can't they? Or it can be painful just before they cross over to the Summerlands, and she's just saying, "No, I have no more pain." And when he's finished taking a sip of that coffee, I'll tell you something else. I know you will, Nancy. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out... I normally initially would draw 3 cards, a bit like beginning, middle and end of statement, isn't it? So what we'll do, I'll just pull out the next card and we'll just flip that over again. And then just see what is going on here. And she's just saying here that I wish I'd told you more often how much I love you. Roz, I just wish I'd told you more often. Not that you didn't know that I did, but I just wish I'd told you more often. Because that's, as if she's saying that's because that's the bond we had. But I want you to know mainly that I'm in no more pain. I've got no more shoulder. Why I'm thinking shoulder, I don't know. Just a shoulder came to my... It could be totally nothing. It could be totally something different. But I just need using my brain again. And as you know, when you start doing that, Nancy, as you know, it can be dangerous. So if Roz understands that, then probably you can empathise with both of us. I don't know. Or at least with me anyway. But laughing and joking apart there, Roz, of course, I've got no more pain. I just wish I told you more often. I wish I told you more often I love you. As if she's just regretting that she probably should have said it a bit more. And I suppose we all do that, don't we, really? We all regret afterwards, I suppose, that we'd said it or we told them. But at the end of the day, maybe, all along, maybe you already knew, Roz. And probably, Nancy probably knows that as well. But, of course, there is the regret of not saying it more often when we're in the physical. What else... is there to be said? I suppose it's not supposed to end, but I just feel like another card coming as well here. But I'll just pull... Oh, I'll send you loving signs through nature. She's just saying there. I noticed that one there. That's interesting, isn't it? If you go out for walks or whatever, or when you're out and you hear birds sing, you know, you see the moon. I always tend to use that example. It's the same moon that we both looked at, and the birds may not be the same birds, but of course they are the offsprings of the birds I used to listen to. Or in this case, the butterfly. They're the offsprings of the butterflies I used to see, and maybe it could be a direct descendant, the one you see. The one that landed on you, or the one that was close by you, or something, maybe. Well, I'm sort of getting that. Maybe because there's a picture of a butterfly there. It does sort of give a bit of a hint, doesn't it? But nevertheless, as I say, laughing and joking apart, maybe the plants as well. Maybe there's a favourite plant that she used to have, or a bench. I used to think of the bench that you may have sat on together. And passed away a couple of minutes or hours or whatever in an evening, or whenever it was you used to go for a walk or whatever it was, even if it's the one in the garden or something. And if you feel that's what it is, sit in if it's the bench in the garden, go and sit in the bench in the garden, and sit on the bench in the garden, and she'll be with you. She says, I'll be with you. If you do that, wherever you go, I'll be with you. I'll speak to you through but I'll send you signs through nature. So when you hear a bird whistle 3 times, tweet 3 times, it just might be somebody else talking through them. Might be my spirit just saying something. Isn't that an interesting thing? want to pull another card because I felt the energy of another card being wanting to be pulled, and it is. There's actually two hanging off, so I'm going to pull the two. Pull the first one first, then the one after it. Of course, naturally after. Let's just see what the first one is there then. And that's an interesting one. It's just saying I have a new understanding. I send in the sense of no more pain. I wish I told you more often I loved you though, but nevertheless I'll send you loving signs through nature. I'll speak to you, a bit like how God speaks through creation and that sort of thing. And of course, this has given me a new, as if, although she's saying I have a new understanding, the card says that, as if she's saying it has given me a new understanding, as if she's saying that. The sentence is I have a new understanding, but as if she's saying this has given me a new understanding, a new way of viewing things, of seeing things. Now I can see clearly, clearer, and clearly, as you would say. And maybe that's what it is. I wanted to just see what this second card is. This other one that was hanging off there precariously. Well, look at this. Well, would you bloody believe it? And that's probably why they wanted. That's probably why you wanted two cards and not one. Nancy, and it's she's just saying, I have become one of your guides. Look at that. Just hold your hand up, and she'll be there to take your hand. Would you look at that? That's the message I think you wanted to give her, isn't it, Nancy? Or if you wanted to hear anything from her there, Ros, you've certainly heard something now, haven't you? So now we've had the breaking news. We can go and put our feet up and wonder what's next. But yes, guidance through nature. I think that could be, couldn't it? If you just take a look at that there, guidance through nature. It certainly it looks as if it's on the cards literally there, doesn't it? So I want to thank you for that, Nancy. That was very insightful. And now, of course, you've got yourself a new understanding of what's going on. You can tell her that you love her in other ways, and you've become one of her guides. And that's probably why I think, although that's just my theory, that's probably why I think Ros wanted to hear from you, isn't he? But you hear from her through nature, through signs and omens. Just pay attention to them, Ros. And with that, we say, I want to thank you, Nancy, for your presence, for your guidance, and for the insight and the message that you brought there for Ros. And we're now going to just gather the cards up that you've given us, and we'll just flip them over there nice and steadily there, nice and gently and neatly place them in just a nice little pile there. And then I'm going to put the rest of the cards on top. And as we do, we just simply say that love that you wish you'd expressed a bit more often, that love is the law, isn't it? Love is the bond. Marry the bond, remember, because of you being her guide and because you've been the guy, Rosie's guide there. Love is the bond. Merry did we meet, and merry do we part. And Ros, Nancy, Curry, and Ros, merry may we meet again. And with that, we just place the cards on top of Nancy's pile there, and we lay Nancy to rest until next time, which I'm sure there will be one. But for now, just for now, we'll just close our eyes and imagine a door that's wide open with a light shining through it. And as we do, we visualise the door closing in the portal, and as the door closes, the light fades out, and then it's closed completely, and we can open our eyes again, and that closes the sitting, doesn't it? And also we return back to this cruel, harsh world, this dark, cruel, harsh world, that we must draw our own breath in pain to tell our own story. But until then, with the occurrence more and less which are solicited, the rest is silence.